also make sure you help me out a little bit down in the comments and let me know who to watch out for in this year's season. And obviously, subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet. We're doing a 7.5k subscriber giveaway, and we are on the road to 10k, I guess, so that should be pretty fun. And yeah, I think that's everything. We do also have some super appreciations, super shout outs, super comments, super thank yous, whatever you want to call them. The first one goes out to Blake, who we have seen before on the channel. I have seen him around in a couple of other places like live streams and things like that. Thank you so much, Blake. Absolutely very generous of you. Generous of you. And obviously the legend, absolute legend down in the comments, the Flamboyant Pickle. Not gonna go into too much detail on Mr. Flamboyant Pickle, but he is absolutely the MVP. I talked to him a lot in emails and whatnot. He's just the nicest guy ever, so thank you so much, Flamboyant Pickle. Absolutely the goat. I love you. Alrighty, I think that's everything. So I think we can finally get started with looking into some of these NFL teams for the last power rankings before the season starts. Alrighty, so like I said earlier on in this video, I'm not that too insightful on the NFL teams, players, things like that. So this is probably going to go pretty fast, which is good because obviously there's 32 teams in the NFL. I can't really take a lot of time talking about each one. But as of right now, according to NFL.com, this is NFL.com's list, so probably the most official list you can get out there. In the very last spot number 32, we have here a maybe very obvious team. It's the Houston Texans in the very last bottom of the barrel of the NFL. Obviously not really know where they're going with their quarterback situation, which is a pretty serious situation with Deshaun Watson, but it seems like they definitely just are, in a rebuilding phase, rebuilding mode, obviously with having, 1 second a really good young up-and-coming quarterback to what the heck is going on. Like, it's a disaster right now, and also they have a first-year head coach as well. Definitely not going to be a first fun season for him. They definitely have a very big shot at basically going 0 wins the entire year. They're definitely a candidate for that, that's for sure. But in the number 31 spot, we have here the Detroit Lions, which again, kind of interesting. Obviously with the big trade very earlier on in the, I guess, off season, they had the trade for Jared Goff. Obviously Jared Goff, not really in his prime yet, definitely still a good young quarterback. Is he injury prone? Yes. Does he sometimes, crap in the bed? Absolutely yes. But he still is a young quarterback, a lot of time to learn and grow. The Lions, I wouldn't say they were the 31st team. I may have put them up a little bit higher, but again, sort of in that bottom of the barrel type of team, maybe. I mean, obviously, I'm sure a lot of Detroit Lions fans out there, if you are one, probably have a lot of hope for this team, but I am not sure if they're really going to be doing anything super crazy this year. And now I already have to relocate because my neighbors decided to start moving out this morning for some odd reason. So it's either, people stomping around upstairs or loud cars driving by. It's just pick your poison, I guess. It's just not a fun time right now to film. But anyways, Detroit Lions ranked 31st in the NFL. Ranked 30th, we have the Cincinnati Bengals, who I actually think have one of the coolest jerseys in the entire NFL. Definitely not bad. Obviously with Joe Burrow being on the squad, I'm not really entirely sure what other pieces they have to their offense. Obviously I know they are going to be a young up-and-coming team, still looking to look through the draft to try to rebuild what they got going on. Obviously with Joe Burrow now on the squad, definitely have a lot of good things to look up to, that is for sure. Obviously having, a 6'4" sign with them, play with them. Should be really cool. It would be nice to see, New York Jets being maybe the target destination for a New York team. Obviously, with the Giants also not looking all that great as of recently, but they do have obviously the rookie Zach Wilson, who can hopefully have a good season this year. But again, sort of like with Burrow, not too sure what sort of targets he has to go after when he does have the ball in his hand. At 27, we have the Carolina Panthers, again a team not too sure what's going on over there. They still obviously have Christian McCaffrey, Robbie Anderson, and DJ Moore. So should be pretty interesting what they do over there for the Panthers. Obviously they haven't really had any sort of heyday since, again, Cam Newton was there. They were undefeated during the regular season, I think. Or maybe it was one loss, something like that. They had a very good year. I think that was back in like 2016. Super crazy, obviously. Cam Newton, the dab. That was a good fun time. But yeah, again, just all these sort of teams are sort of in the same area where some of them have good pieces here and there, but nothing to really put them over into the playoff spots, I guess you could say. Then we have the 26th ranked team. We have the Philadelphia Eagles. Wow, that's pretty crazy. I know they still obviously have Jalen Hurts on the team. Hopefully he can be, healthy, get going again with a lot of the other bottom feeder type teams. They have a couple good pieces here and there, but obviously, since being in the Super Bowl a handful of years ago, haven't really done anything super crazy to sort of revitalize the team in a quick way to sort of get back to that Super Bowl ranking. Definitely it's gonna take them a handful of years to really get there again. And at 25, we have the Atlanta Falcons, and according to these power rankings, they dropped two rankings down for being 23rd. Yikes, that's definitely not good whatsoever. Seems like recently in the past, maybe season or so, they definitely hit that big reset button, trying to get their team revitalized. They definitely are probably a few steps ahead of some of the other teams we mentioned earlier on, because again, the Falcons not too long ago were a very good team. But yeah, definitely could be interesting the way they mix their veterans and their younger group of guys trying to get going for the future. I have no idea, but so far it looks like the NFL.com power rankings don't believe in them all that much. At 24, we have the Denver Broncos, definitely a team in a big reset mode. It says here they did just get Teddy Bridgewater, which I actually didn't know that the Broncos have Teddy Bridgewater. That's kind of cool. And they also have Drew Lock on the squad as well, so definitely looking pretty stacked on the quarterback position. But hopefully, again, everything else in Denver needs to sort of pick it up. I know their defense actually pretty good as of recently. Or am I being stupid? I'm probably just being stupid, but I remember hearing something about their defense. But I'm very excited to see what Drew Lock can do. Definitely a nice up-and-coming quarterback as well. 23, we have the New York Giants, again a team like the Jets. I'm hoping to have a couple of good up-and-coming years ever since Eli left, and then Beckham Jr. left. It's definitely been not that great of a time to be a Giants fan, I'm sure. But again, getting that new quarterback who was playing behind Eli Manning, hopefully we can finally start seeing a little bit of a boost in their rebuild. I think that'd be really nice to see. I mean, 23rd isn't that bad. And obviously, just like in basketball, with football, probably with any sport, when the biggest cities, obviously like New York and LA are doing their best, it's usually really good for the NFL and their leagues. Hopefully, the Giants can get back on that high horse. 22nd, wow, 22nd, we have the Washington football team. Very interesting. That's actually a team where I actually don't really know any of the players they have on their roster. It says here they have Chase Young, Montez Sweat, I think that's how you pronounce it, or Sweet Sweat, I'm not sure. But those are apparently a young passing rushing duo to enter into the 2021 football season, which hopefully is something nice. I actually don't know if you guys have heard any of the name change ideas for the Washington football team. I know for this season and maybe even the next season after that, they're still going to be sticking with the Washington football team. So if you have any ideas for good names, make sure you leave them down in the comments. And at 21, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. It still feels really weird to say that. I actually watched their preseason game. I think it was last Sunday or whenever their last game was, their very last preseason game. And it went went okay. Obviously, Derek Carr and all of them didn't really get a chance to play, but I think they did play in their new stadium, which was actually really nice and cool to see that. I love openings of stadiums and stuff like that. It looked definitely really cool, but basically for the Raiders, I think for them, their biggest thing would just be, fingers crossed on health. I feel like every year, well, I guess you could say that for a lot of football teams, but health definitely for the Raiders have been a big thing. So if these guys get to stay healthy, I mean, that wild card spot is definitely wide open for them, and I think they could make it again. Maybe not. I'm not sure. At 20, at 20, you got the Dallas Cowboys, which obviously being, America's team, America's favorite team, whatever their nickname is interesting. I feel like you're either super high on the Dallas Cowboys or you're like undermining the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know if they are the 20th ranked team in the NFL. They're good, and I think if they were, again, just like with the Raiders, big health reasons, if they were just a fully healthy team, they're definitely a very dangerous team. I think this might be a sleeper for obviously getting a little bit better. Obviously with Dak Prescott needing to still come back from an injury, apparently he's practicing, he's doing all the things he needs to do. Hopefully, again, good healthy season. It says here Amari Cooper and DeMarcus Lawrence came off the BUP list in the past week and are believed to be trending upward. So obviously with Amari Cooper being being a very good player, definitely again health definitely just for the Dallas Cowboys is just the biggest thing that they need. At 19, we have the Chicago Bears, obviously a team based mostly on defense. Hopefully their offense can finally start kicking it into gear. Again, definitely a sleeper pick team to, a wild card spot or something like that would be really cool to see. Obviously still having Khalil Mack on the squad. Hopefully he can get some help. Finally, it should be very nice to see that. At 18, we have the Arizona Cardinals. And they are also, I think, kind of a sleeper team as well. With Kyle Murray, I think they should definitely have a shot a little bit more of a wild card spot, that's for sure. Oh, it also says here Kyle Murray had a shoulder injury that I did not even know about. Okay, well, health, again, for the NFL is definitely going to be a big thing there. I'm just, again, not too sure about any of the players on that team besides Kyle Murray and their offense. I know their offense is supposed to be pretty good. Hopefully just the whole entire team can stay healthy and just have a good season. But it says here they dropped actually two spots from being 16 down to 18. So it doesn't look like they're trending in a very good spot, I guess you could say. At 17, we have the Minnesota Vikings. Definitely should be pretty interesting to see what happens to them. Again, I think they still have Kirk Cousins as their starting QB, if I do remember, but not really the QB you would really want for a winning, trying season. So I don't know. The Vikings I can either see being, a good playing seed, a wild card playoff team, to just being, a random team in the NFL. So it's definitely been a couple years since they've had that super good run back in the playoffs. But man, the Vikings definitely need to get their act together, I think. At 16, dropping 3 spots from 13 down to 16, we have the Indianapolis Colts. Wow, that's pretty interesting. Obviously with them having Carson Wentz on the squad, not really too sure how well that sort of puts you over the top over a lot of other teams as a starting quarterback, that's for sure. But again, that sort of average, above average team that, wild card spot, can they make it? Can they get their act together? I don't know, but obviously Carson Wentz is he's been to the Super Bowl before, he's done this, he's done that. Can he do it on the Colts? I'm not buying it, but still could be a very good team to watch nonetheless. At 15, dropping down from 16, we have here the Miami Dolphins as well. Dolphins, I think, also have one of the coolest jerseys and jersey colorways. I think it's super dope. It's very Miami. And obviously still a very young team, still having Tua coming back from, again, always seemed like being injured. I hope they can also have a pretty healthy season. And again, I feel like for any of these teams from maybe the low 20s to the upper teens, I think definitely have a very good shot at making a playoff spot. But again, health is definitely a big one for them. And if Tua can sort of come back from his injuries and really come back and have a good season. At 14, from last statement stating that they are still not sure what QB will start at the season for them, whether it is Mac Jones or if it will be Cam Newton. I'm hoping, me personally, that maybe Cam Newton starts for maybe the first handful of games this season, maybe 1, 2, or 3 games, but then obviously you gotta be, what do they call it, like baptism by fire, throw him into the pit. With Mac Jones, you gotta start him. He is your future franchise quarterback. You gotta test the waters with him at least a little bit. So maybe if he just comes off the sideline for a handful of games this season, learn obviously from a very good quarterback back in the day and Cam Newton. I think it could be a very, very, very good time for them if Mac Jones can sort of play that sort of Tom Brady style that I'm sure Belichick will want him to play like. At 13, we have the New Orleans Saints, and obviously with the first season without Drew Brees, so super sad. I know, very sad. Drew Brees definitely a really cool team, a really great player, really cool team for the Saints. I still feel like even without Drew Brees, they still should be pretty okay nonetheless. We do have Jameis Winston as, I'm assuming, their starting QB. I'm not entirely sure, but definitely should be a nice up-and-coming quarterback to sort of take over that sort of Tom Brady, Drew Brees era, and they still obviously have, what's that guy's name? Michael Thomas on the squad as well, so they still have a couple good pieces here and there. I don't think they're going to be, obviously the Saints of before, but could they make a playoff spot? I think yes, that's for sure. At 12, jumping 3 spots from 15 to 12, we have the LA Chargers, not the Rams, LA Chargers at 12. Definitely, again, a very up-and-coming young team. Should be really cool to see what they can do. I actually missed them a lot as the San Diego Chargers. I think San Diego still could have had a pretty nice football team, but I guess that both LA teams, with the NBA and now the NFL, both need 2 LA teams. It's kind of funny, but for the Chargers, I think they are going to be basically, a good playoff contending team, or just a bottom barrel team. It's kind of hard to see them be that sort of mid-tier team, I guess, because they have such a potent offense. I think that's what's really good for them, and their defense sort of kicks up here every once in a while as well, so should be really cool to see what happens there in LA. At 11, we have the Tennessee Titans, definitely a very fun team for them as well. Still, obviously having Ryan Tannehill as their starting QB, Derrick Henry at running back. Their offense really good, their defense also really good. I feel like this is definitely one of those, again, sleeper teams maybe in the NFL, you could probably say. Definitely a good squad. At number 10, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Should be very interesting. I think they have TJ Watt on their team, which, pretty good offensive lineman, that's for sure. And still, I think I'm assuming Ben Roethlisberger on the squad as well. Should be really cool to see that. At 9, so breaking into the top 10, we have 10 Steelers, 9 the 49ers. Kind of funny. I don't know, do you guys think that's too high for the 49ers? I think that's I'm not entirely sure if I'd put the Titans below the 49ers. Obviously still having, Jimmy Garoppolo just needs to stay healthy, and a lot of things need to happen here and there, but I don't know, I think I like the Tennessee Titans a little bit more than them. It says here that Trey Lance, actually the 3rd pick overall in April's draft, easily outplayed Jimmy Garoppolo in the early stages of camp. It looks like Trey Lance might be, looking pretty good over Jimmy Garoppolo, it looks like, but obviously with the 49ers, they're always looking for the next best quarterback, and Jimmy Garoppolo is good, but is he too injury prone? Is he do this? Is he do that? I don't know. It looks like they might be taking a couple of shots here and there at Trey Lance as well this year. At number 8, dropping 2 spots, we have the Cleveland Browns, man. Obviously, the go-to move for the Cleveland Browns is definitely the offense. The offense for the Cleveland Browns is definitely their bread and butter. I'm not too entirely sure how well you can sort of bet on always just being a great offensive team, that's for sure. I feel like all the best teams in the NFL need to have that sort of two-way capability, but, Baker Mayfield, Odell Beckham Jr., they do have a lot of good players on the squad offensively, but can their defense keep up with them? I'm not entirely sure. At At 7, we have the Seattle Seahawks. Obviously in the offseason with that big sort of fiasco with Russell Wilson sort of happening, will he ask for a trade, this or that? Is the team still good enough? And my answer is yes. I think the team is still good enough. I think for the Seahawks, I don't think they're going to, be a Super Bowl title contender based off of talent. They're just going to have to be playing the perfect football at the right point in time. And, obviously last year losing to, I think, the Packers, in the title game, the NFC title game? I'm not entirely sure, but man, definitely have a lot of potential there. I think for them, they're gonna have to be like the Miami Heat of the 2020 NBA Finals, where they're just gonna have to get hot at the end of the season and sort of kick it into high gear for the playoffs. At number 6, we have the LA Rams. At number 6, my favorite football team. This year, they're definitely going to be betting a lot on their defense to win them, I guess, the Super Bowl this year, obviously with having Aaron Donald and a very good defensive team last year, obviously pretty much carrying them into the playoffs last year. Still with a new QB this year, I'm not entirely sure how well that is going to do for them. It's kind of scary. I don't know. Can just a defensive-minded squad win a Super Bowl? I think yes. I mean, obviously, in the NFL, defense is a lot more important than NBA defense, so I think they can do it, and their new QB is going to have to just stay healthy, hopefully, At 5, we have the Baltimore Ravens, which is a team that I really thought, should have a little bit more buzz around them, but I haven't really heard a lot of them. But apparently, according to the NFL.com website, we have them at a top 5 position, which is kind of cool to see. Lamar Jackson, I think easily is just going to be an MVP candidate this year. I think he's going to have another really great year. I think I picked the Ravens last season to be that sort of underdog, well, not really underdog, but sort of like under the radar sort of Super Bowl contender. And I think this year as well, I think I might pick the Ravens again. Still a very good squad. At 4, the Green Bay Packers, still with Aaron Rodgers, which, man, that was a whole awkward scenario, I think, with him in the offseason, and then having to sort of come into training camp and sort of having to be like, oh, hi guys, remember when I almost asked to leave and all this stuff? That was very weird, but I don't know if he signed just for the remainder of this season or he actually got like a contract extension, but Aaron Rodgers still on the squad. The MVP should still have a good shot at winning the Super Bowl, and obviously being the number 4 ranked team, I think they also believe it as well. At number 3, the Buffalo Bills. I still so crazy to think that the Buffalo Bills are the team sort of in the New York area. Super crazy to think about that. They're good. Josh Allen, really good. It seems like they should just be that good all-around squad that we saw last year. They didn't really add anything super crazy. They didn't lose anything super crazy. They're going to be the same dominant team. And, again, a sleeper pick for the Super Bowl. Maybe they're not even a sleeper pick anymore. Maybe they just might be a favorite. At number 2, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, I don't know if I agree with that. Actually, I'm going to say I don't agree with that. But the Chiefs, again, didn't really improve a whole lot, didn't lose a whole lot, just pretty much going to run it back for next year. Patrick Mahomes, definitely going to have an MVP candidate year, that is for sure. Still having Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, I think that's how you pronounce that. I think it's what you guys told me last time. Should be really cool to see. Man, I cannot wait for the NFL to start. I love watching the Chiefs. The Chiefs are just such a fun offensive team. It's just super cool. They kind of remind me of like the up-and-coming Golden State Warriors squad, where you're just rooting for them, I guess you could say, without even really knowing. And last but certainly not least, according to the NFL.com power rankings, which I don't know how official that can be, probably the most official one you can find, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at number 1. Tom Brady, defending Super Bowl champs. I think the last time we did a power rankings, they were also still number 1. It looks like they still are, Seahawks 7. Yeah, I think those are sort of like my top tier teams. I actually might even put the Tennessee Titans a little bit up from 11. I might put them in the top 10. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for me. I am super sorry if this was really rushed or anything like that. This was a very stressful video to make, and with all this background noise and stuff, I might not even post this video, but I just want to thank you so much if you stuck around this video. You are definitely the MVP, definitely for this video. I just really hope you have a good rest of your day, rest of your night. I promise tomorrow will be a much better video. I pinky swear, I promise, but thank you so much for watching this video, and yeah, that's going to be it for me. I hope to see you again in my next video very soon. Alright guys,